Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. It is Veterans Day here, I guess across the country. And we have some very, very special folks in the studio this morning. And we will be talking about there's a million Veterans Day things going on, as there should be today. But we will be talking with some different veterans, some different groups about some of the festivities and things going on today. But first off, we have Scrappy in the studio today.
I need to turn this off so it don't ring.
Oh, you're fine. What's up, Scraps?
He's looking at you.
Scrappy.
What
Hi. You spoiled boy, aren't you? Yes, he's a very, very good boy, and we love having him here in the studio. Scrappy's a little bigger than the last time he was here.
Yeah.
He's grown up a little bit.
He's a year and a half old now.
He's a year and a half. Oh, God. Yeah, he was just a little guy when he was here before, and he's such a good boy, and we love having him here. So tell everybody who you are.
My name's James Tolan, and I'm a Sergeant Army veteran retired from Oak Hill, Ohio.
That's right. And you and I spend a lot of time together because you I don't know if you got voluntold or volunteered or you volunteered or what, but this fella takes a lot of good care of the Veterans Park right in downtown Jackson, right there beside our new tap room. And so we get to see each other quite a bit, and I get to hang with Scrappy, which is good. Huh, buddy? I know, you're so pretty. So tell us a little bit about what's going on at the Veterans Park in general, and then we'll get to the festivities today.
That's post 84.
Okay.
I'm over the Veterans Park. I'm supposed to the first vice commander at the MSTV.
Yes.
And they're...
Oh, I know what's wrong.
You got it? Okay.
Okay, I'm over the park, and then also the first vice commander at MS Post 84.
Okay.
And we wanted to tell people a little bit about it. Because
Yes,
the club,
please.
It actually does a lot. We do donations for the community. We help the veterans out, and then we also do stuff for the kids. Like we just got done with the trunk or treat this year. We done that. We always have a good turnout.
That's a huge deal.
And Thursday it was Thursday. We had a call from the senior citizens. A guy reached out to us. They had been needing 3 flags replaced on their thing, and I mean they look bad. But one of the poles were broke, so we just went ahead and donated the money. And I did the time myself. I went down and mounted the pole brackets and put the poles up in the flags. And
we have a picture of that, Adrian.
they turned out really good. There's 3 of them all together.
And that's down in Oak Hill at the seniors.
They really appreciate it because their funds go through Jackson.
Look how nice that looks.
Their funds go through Jackson, so it's harder for them to get what they really need. I mean, it's not, but it's not as much money. You know how stuff is.
Sure.
And they feed the seniors and other stuff down there. I'm not real sure what else they do. But also, we feed the veterans, the member veterans. We do Christmas stuff for the kids. And we just donated a bunch of money about 2 months ago to the Veterans Service volunteer stuff up there at the hospital because they needed 2 microwaves. We got them 2 PS5s. And then we got almost $1,200 worth of supplies that they needed.
Wow.
And we try to do a lot for community. It's just, I mean, we're there for the veterans, any veteran. But we also, a lot of people don't know, we donate a lot of money to the community.
Sure.
Because, you know, it's together deal. And a lot of people I mean, I like AMVETS because it's family deal. I mean, DAB same, but you can, you got the ladies auxiliary, the sons, and then the veterans. And I think we have like 580 some members.
Holy moly.
And a lot of them, it's the craziest thing. A lot of them will come see our club, and they're out of state, and they join still. We got members that live like, we got one guy, he lives in Montana. One lives in Texas. And I don't get it. I mean, we love it that they keep paying their dues, but that's about it.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I've talked with several veterans that have traveled across the country. Maybe they and the wife take off and they go, or the husband. And I feel like it's a little bit of home when you can stop by, knowing that you have a brother or
Right.
sister there that you can visit with, and these different
Right, and
areas.
they're nationwide.
Yes.
That's what I like. You get the same thing with the FW and the DAB and
Yes,
stuff.
super cool.
And I think that's a big deal for the veterans is all the different clubs.
Yes.
Because at least if they don't want one, they have another one they
Yep.
can go to. And plus, like the VFW, they do good too, but they don't have as much like a full kitchen like we do and everything. And our food is really good. People love the meals and pizza there.
I mean, I'm all about, listen, it's all about the F word. I say that here on the air a lot, and people look at me. I'm like, food, get your mind out the gutter. It's all about food.
They like food, go
We
try our
love
meals. Our meals are like this.
That's awesome.
And people buy them, they're like, that's enough for two. And that's actually what happens usually.
Cut them in half.
They get the extra bun for it and stuff. But yeah, I mean, we try to donate a lot the money when like the sports program, like if the kids in Jackson need or whatever. And I think a lot of people don't even realize that. But like the Veterans Park, okay, it took us about 4 years to get them big signs, but that was $35,000. And that park runs on donations only.
Sure.
And we're having our service there at 11 today. And then we're having dinner at our AMBEST, but I know DAB's doing it, and I think, did he say the VFW too?
I don't know. We'll find out here. We have some
Yeah,
more
you have
people
to
here
get
to.
with
Yeah,
them
well,
people.
it's so hard to keep track
Yep.
of all of the things going on.
But we still need donations for the last sign. And it's the one that tells, when the park was made and everything.
The story.
Right, because at first we wasn't going to do that one because we didn't think there was nothing wrong. But after we got looking, there was some mistakes on the post, the ones in Wellston, and also the stuff started falling off like the other ones. So we got it turned in, but we're still trying to get the money for that. And then we got one other project we really want to try to do. I'll have to get with the city on it because we need sprinklers in that park. You see how bad the grass is. And I mean, it's always towards when it doesn't rain in August. And then it takes forever to get it back. Plus, we're getting ready to try to seal those bricks where those weeds come in.
Yes.
That's going to be $4,800.
Yep.
So that's another expense, and the lights.
Yeah, and it's funny as I go around watering flowers at the other building, I'm always like either stomping on a weed or we can all work together here, or spraying a weed here, or whatever.
Like
but
the hay.
yeah,
I don't know where that came from.
it came out of my flower boxes.
It was funny. I was trying to mow it. I thought, where did this come from?
I was just helping you mulch.
Actually, it covered that bald spot, and the grass came up. I was like, but I wouldn't want to
You're
put it in the whole
welcome.
park, you know what I mean? But right now, the next thing for it, we got to try to get a ladder. I talked to a couple fabrication places. We're waiting to get it, so it'll go up like a pole ladder, so that it doesn't hurt them signs like we did before, because these are aluminum.
Yeah.
They are tough signs, but you can scratch them and tear them just like the other ones. And that's one of the big things. We need to finish that. And then we got also our MBETs. We're getting ready to make the building bigger since we own that one next to it. We're opening them up together so they can start doing state pool tournaments and stuff like that for the club.
Okay. And the AMVETS is located, in case people don't know.
It's on Broadway, and I think what's that one that goes through there? Do you remember? I know you can go through Peachtree or Broadway to get to it, but it's right on Broadway, the front. But everybody else parks back there by that bank. The PNC,
by the PNC
drive-through
bank,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's where most people go in instead of the front door. And it's 208 Broadway, but most people, they look and all they see is that awning. They don't see the door because everybody goes in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's funny.
It's a matter of convenience.
Yeah, and we just redone our parking lot there too this year. So
Very good.
and we have projects we're working on there. We also got that big building that was rented out to that car. The guy was selling them car things last year or year before last. I can't remember.
Trying to think.
Anyhow, we put in new air conditioners and heat units in that, and we're going to rent that one out because we own it too.
Okay.
And it had all the county stuff in it for a long time. But it's a real nice building. So
Well, very good. And what do you think, Scrappy? Do you get to go in?
oh, they love him up
Do
there.
they let you go in?
Not inside
That's-
the club. We had to kind of cut that out.
Yeah, I know. I think you'd be welcome. You'd be welcome any day at my place.
Everybody likes him. He's a good boy.
How do you not?
But
So let's talk for a minute about. So speaking of the Veterans Park, there is a service going on today in Jackson,
right.
and well, a whole lot of other places. We'll get to
Right,
that
right, yeah.
with some other
Everybody
guests.
has their own deal today.
Yeah, absolutely. But at 11 a.m.,
Yes.
there will be a service there on Portsmouth Street, Portsmouth and Maine, right where the Veterans Park is
Right
here
by
in
Jennifer's
Jackson.
restaurant.
Yay! That's right. And by the way, free plug, free burgers and fries or nugs and fries for our veteran friends today.
That is cool.
So yeah,
They'll
so if you want to
appreciate
stop by after the service or whatever, and we'll take care of you because we appreciate y'all so much.
And we'll let people know too about that.
Yeah, thank you. But let's talk about the service today and the program. What's going on?
Well, it starts at 11. I think since Arnold retired, they're going to bring him as guest speaker.
I heard that.
And
Very fitting.
if people hasn't ever seen it, we have the POW table set up. We've done that for the last 2 years. People love it. And then we actually I'll read what it actually each thing means. And there's been a lot of veterans, they've never seen it. I mean, it's a big deal because, there's a lot of people think it's just with the POWs, but actually now it covers the POWs, people that didn't make it home or still missing. And, that's a big deal because
I mean, is that a thing? Are there still
There's
POWs
still-
out there? Like, are there?
there
is that
are,
still
I
a
don't
thing?
know how that really goes because I know there's even some from Iraq still. But,
Wow.
it's bad because your family never knows. At least, the ones on the big signs are ones that didn't make it back. But I'd hate to be a family and not ever know.
Not knowing is
Yeah,
the
that's-
worst.
And then, we do the band, the songs, and all that and everything. But Arnold's doing it this year, which I think he's going to like it since he's been around much there lately, since Scott took over.
Yes.
And to let everybody know, Scott King took it over too.
So Scott King is now the Arnold of the Veteran Services Office, and I can't think of probably a better person that is as involved and cares as much. Scott is a cool dude, and this will be his first, I think, if I'm right, program to put on.
No, he actually did it last year.
Did he
That
do
was
it last year?
Yeah, last
Okay.
year was the first time.
Okay.
But he said he's glad it's this time because he had to kind of do it oddly last time. But yeah, he wanted to be here, but they're setting the park up,
Sure.
which is what I'll be doing as soon as I leave here.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really good guy, and if veterans need help, go see him. He will really help no matter what. I mean, Arnold did too, but I mean, Scott, I think, is a little bit better on the computers and stuff, and that helps a lot because, trust me, I hate computers. You know how they look at the park? I got Amvest because I'm over the membership as the first vice, so that's fun too. Plus, we got our convention coming up for them in December, so we got to get ready for that too.
A lot of hats you guys all
A
wear.
lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
Plus, the park keeps me busy because I do most of it. We do, if we ask, somebody will help if we really need it. But most of it's just, it's not for two people, but it's assuming for one person to do it.
It is.
So, and we, try to keep the flags up and everything. And we still need to get the space flag pole, but they're supposedly going to donate it, but we haven't seen it yet.
And one can always tell what the weather's up to by the sounds that the Veterans Park makes.
Yeah.
Because,
Trust me.
man, oh man.
It's hard on the flags.
If you get all those flags whipping in the wind, it is Number
Noisy?
one, it's very noisy, but it is a majestic site as well, and it is just a lovely
When the
park.
traffic through there is just insane.
So I had no idea. It was interesting when we started working on the new tap room there. And even our brewers who, walk back and forth down the alley and going back and forth between the two locations, they were like, my gosh, there is so much traffic that goes through that Veterans Park. And what I mean by traffic, I mean foot traffic.
Right.
But it brings so many folks to the downtown
Yeah,
area.
and they love looking at the bricks with the names on
Yeah.
them. And and we got there. I can't remember the guy's name. He used to work up there at the VA hospital, but he comes down there every day and sits on that park bench.
Really?
And he's done it for years.
Yeah.
And he said it's just so calming. He loves being there.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of other
it's a
veterans the
peaceful
same
place.
way. And the families love seeing their family bricks in that park.
Yep.
And we do that because the park runs on donations.
Sure.
So they were $100, but we're Portsmouth Monument. When we changed down there, they give us a better price. So now we're doing it for $80.
Oh, okay.
40 goes to the brick, and then 40 goes to the park, and that's where we get the money to run the park. But with the expenses we got coming up, we're looking at $18,000
Yep.
again, and we just spent $35,000 on
Yep.
the signs.
And it was an unfortunate situation because some of the signs that were originally put up, for lack of better words, failed, and they had to be replaced. And
Yes.
that's no fault of any of ours. But nonetheless, they had to be replaced,
Right.
and it's very expensive. So.
Yeah, and we're working on the last one now. It's $7,500.
Yep.
So we got it turned in, and that's the last one, thank God. But they look amazing.
They do.
People, they need to go look at them because all those names on there is the ones that didn't make it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the ones in the park that's just the veterans of different, from Jackson County.
Sure. Speaking of, I used that as a way as a Christmas gift for, my dad and my stepdad one year. If somebody wants to do a brick, maybe for a Christmas gift or a holiday something or other, or a birthday, or just in general,
Right.
how would they do that now?
Well, they can go to the Veterans Service and fill the card out, or the MS Post 84, or they can contact me directly. And then we get the information. That they don't have it, then I go to Scott and they help us get it. And then I also have 214s that our club donated because we're not allowed to keep them anymore. So we use them for the park. In case a family member comes in, we might already have the 214. Then once I get it, then we turn it into Portsmouth Monument. It takes at the most 2 months now.
Okay.
Instead of like the Wadsworth thing, what was it, 4 years ago? They did them once a year. That was it. And it caused a lot of trouble.
You live and you learn, right?
Yeah. But I took it over. Oh, it ain't that hard to do, but it's more
Oh,
than
it's
anything.
a park. Can we just
Yeah.
mow the grass occasionally? It'll be fine.
Well, that's just like the MVets. And the same thing with Lead and everything. The paperwork, people think there's not a lot to running them things, but there is. I mean, once you start doing all that, you're like, I don't even want to do it anymore. But, we do what we can.
That's right. And at the end of the day, it's all because our veterans are the reason that we are here today,
Right.
and that we are sitting here today. And they should be appreciated, and they should be thanked for all that they do,
Right.
for sure, and that they have done
And still doing
and
it.
still do. So we just hope that everybody realizes that every day, not just today, but
Right.
today is the special day, and we're going to go with that.
Right. And I mean, the POW thing too is big to me because I got an uncle. I don't understand it when he actually was a prisoner of war for 368 days.
Wow.
He actually still stayed in, and 2 years later was a prisoner again for almost a month. And he spent the 35 years in before he retired. That's amazing.
That's either guts or stupidity. I
I'm
haven't
telling you.
figured out which one yet.
I mean,
He's
he won
just a
two
glutton for
medals. He
punishment.
won 2 medals because even after they escaped the second time, he and 3 other guys went back to help the other guys.
Unbelievable.
And some of them didn't, which I mean, you be in that situation, you never
Oh,
know what
man.
you're going to do.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's amazing what some of the veterans do.
Yes, it is.
I was in some of it, and it's bad and it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like a family, and that's a big thing. I mean, like my wife, when we was in, we had more military friends that you'd call real friends. Some people you don't even know about anymore. They just seem like they got better manners and, how would you say it, courtesy and all that to people.
Sure.
I know not all of them, but most of them really are. I mean, it teaches you some responsibilities,
Absolutely.
especially like us dumb butts go in as soon as you get out of the school.
You just go, huh?
Yep.
Well, we're happy to have you here today, and we want everybody, if you are in the Jackson area, please come to the festivities at 11 o'clock down at the corner of Main and Portsmouth Street, and there will be a lovely presentation by Arnold. But I think that's really cool.
Right.
Because
I asked Scott,
he
who's
actually
going to
gets
be
to
our guest
enjoy.
speaker this year? And he goes, Arnold. I'm like, really? Arnold's like, yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this.
Right.
But,
I
no,
think
it's very fitting.
he misses it. You can tell when you
Oh,
talk
yeah.
to him. He's like, he says he does it, but you know he does.
Oh, whatever, Arnold.
As many years
Don't
as
even
he's
try
been
to
there.
pull that.
Right.
We don't believe you.
Yep. He's a
Very
good guy.
good.
though.
Well, is there anything else you want to tell our
No.
viewers? Because I know that you have to get out of
Right.
here and go help set up.
I got to finish setting up PO table and the
Yep.
chairs and stuff.
If you
so.
want to leave Scrappy, that's fine.
I think he would stay for a little while.
I think he'd miss his daddy.
Yeah.
He doesn't go very far from you, does he?
Sometimes he likes spending time with Dave, our commander, because they're going to watch him when I'm having surgery on the 26th. Again. Yeah, I've had 2 surgeries since then. I had to have pins put in my neck and my lower back, and now the hip bone's cracked from that disease. So
Oh,
nothing I can do
no.
about it. They're saying part of it's from asbestos and all that crap. So we'll
Again.
see. Yeah.
You know,
The neck was when I got hurt in
Yeah.
the military because I lost the 2 fingers and 3 discs in my neck. So
well, let's keep you on the up and up.
Yep.
Yeah, from now
I told
on.
Dave, I hope this last one every last 3 years, and this will be the 4th one. It's getting old.
Yeah.
So, but I
Well,
do need
thank
to
you.
leave.
And we appreciate
Okay.
you. And come back and see us anytime
sure
you have
will.
something going on. And Scrappy, you're welcome anytime too. Do you know that he tried to put him in the car and not bring him in here? I was like,
Oh,
that
he'll
is not
stay in the car.
happening.
He don't care.
No.
He said, I stay anywhere.
So we loved him.
But
Very
Okay.
good. All right.
it's nice talking to you guys.
Hey, you too.
have a good day.
Go get that thing set up. All right. Well, come on over, other guests.
Ladies, have a good day.
Come on over. You can be the rose between the thorns.
All right.
I thought it was a thorn between 2 roses.
I'm never a rose. I'm always a thorn.
I'm usually a thorn, so.
Yeah.
3 thorns.
3 thorns. There you go. Ain't no roses up in here today. No. So welcome. If you would scoot on up there so everybody can hear what you have to say, because it's always very important. Welcome. Tell everyone who you are.
Theresa Martin. I served 34 years in the Air Force, a veteran of Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and I'm a member of the VFW in Wellston.
Okay.
And me, I'm Bruce Conley. And Jen knows me pretty well because
Yeah.
we see each other
Quite a
a couple
bit.
times a year.
That's right.
I was a sergeant in the U.S. Air Force from 68 to 72, Vietnam vet, proud veteran, proud American. And I would do it again if I have to.
You hear that a lot.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
People come to me and say thank you. At first, I didn't know how to respond to that.
Sure.
But now I just say it was an honor, thank you. And it was a great honor. And
I could see that.
That's what it is. It's just an honor. It's something you feel inside.
Yep.
It's just, you
Yep.
know, you've accomplished something.
pride,
Yeah. Been a part of something really big.
yeah, yep.
That's amazing. And, you know, as a woman, Theresa, I don't know. You think of military, you think of dudes, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about your experiences as a woman being in the military. I don't get to talk with folks very often about that.
Well, it was a challenge. It was a challenge, you know.
I'm
I
sure.
joined the military in 1981. And you know,
Things are different.
It was
different
challenging
then.
for women and for men because you know I was walking into their area. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're not used to it, and of course, my low score was maintenance, so that's where they wanted me to work. That's a government intelligence. You know, it's kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah. Or moron.
Yeah.
We'll just
But anyway, yeah. So I started out in a career full of men, and,
Okay.
and they didn't know how to take it, you know. And it's like you
I'm
know,
sure it was hard for
so
both sides.
I felt I had to work harder just to prove myself,
Sure.
but it all worked out. And I spent 34 years doing it, and with different career fields, you know, retraining because. Well, I forgot to reserve my job the first time. They spend all this money training you, and then they tell you, well, you have to get out because you forgot to sign this other paper. So I retrained. Yeah,
That sounds about right as
there's
well.
another story about military intelligence.
That's a fact.
But yeah, I served in different careers, and it was good. Yeah.
What would you say to, and we'll get to the festivities, but I am interested in this. What would you say to young women out there that are thinking
Go blue.
about a career?
Go Air Force. Go Air Force. Yeah. Do it. If you're thinking about it, I mean, the different services, I don't know what they are today, but I think you can sign up anywhere from 2 to 6 years. And you can
Okay.
even do full-time or you can do part-time. You know, they have the reserves and the National Guard. I actually retired out of the National Guard. And so, yeah, go for it. You never know till you try it, right?
Well, and there's the thing, like, just try it. If you don't like it, then whatever. It's a couple of years out of your life, and
Yep.
And you'll be better for it. Yeah.
And that's something that I've always personally thought, you know, I think it, and this is my personal opinion, I think it would be a good idea of kids coming out of high school,
Absolutely.
if they're not pursuing education further down the road, mandatory 2 years.
Even if they are pursuing education.
mean,
'cause
yeah.
your education's paid
well,
for.
yeah, it's paid for.
So
It's
so
paid
why
for.
wouldn't you?
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
You know, the Israeli Air Force
Yeah.
does that. They make their kids spend 2 years.
Yeah.
So what?
But it's
They should also have to work in food service for 2 years.
But it's
You change your mind real quick about how you treat people in hospitality.
well,
Go ahead.
They, I understand where you're coming from. But you know, all the crime that goes on the streets throughout the country, the disrespect, no morals, the whole bit. I'll guarantee you, as I said here, and God strike me dead, if they would go in, they would be taught, and they would come out a different person. And they were saying,
It'd be
well,
less.
I'm just saying, you know.
No, I don't. I think that's fact. I don't think
I
that
think
that's.
there'd be
But they'll-
less self-centeredness.
Yeah.
You know, more giving than taking.
Yeah, empathy, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
A lot
But
of
the
it.
way society is today, they don't want to be forced into doing anything. So, and I understand that. They have the rights to do whatever they want to do. That's the reason I went to serve my country.
It's kind of a catch-22, as you say, because the very, things that you all fought for and believed in give us all the opportunities to not have to do
Yep.
these things.
That's the thing. I read a quote
interesting.
one time, and it's one of my favorite quotes. It says, "Don't think of freedom as the right to do as you please, but the opportunity to do what is right."
Ooh,
Yep.
That's good, isn't it?
Yep.
deep.
That's strong.
It is. It is.
That's strong.
I believe that.
Very good.
But yeah, the military is a great organization, no matter what branch you're in.
Even though you might be a little biased,
Oh,
right?
I am biased.
It's just maybe a little
Definitely.
bit.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was drafted. Back in my day, the draft was, I had a number, and my number came up.
Okay.
So I had a choice of Army. Well, I didn't even have the choice of Army. That draft number come up, and I was going to the Army. So I thought, okay, I do have a choice. So I therefore went to the Air Force, and
Okay.
don't regret it a bit. And at the time, I worked at WKOV in Wellston on 788.
The ill-fated
Yeah.
70. Was it the trailer or
tell-
the house?
It was the house.
Oh my.
It was the house. And
That was before it got burned down.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought, okay, I'll be able to go into Armed Forces Radio and TV. And I was tested
Yeah.
and stuff, and I had the experience. I had a couple years under my belt, and they said nope.
They don't want you to do what
No,
you're qualified
no.
to
Yeah,
do.
right.
No.
God forbid.
No, they
You know what you're doing.
they tell you what you're going to do basically. So anyway, that happened, and I don't regret being where I was at.
So what did you end up
I
doing?
ended up in supply.
Okay.
As I was telling Matt, I was a data processor, so to say.
Okay.
We processed all the materials coming in and going off base. I did that when I was in New Mexico for 2.5 years. From there, they sent me from the skillet to the freezer. Went to Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, gosh.
And I was there from June. I was only there 1 year because I was discharged there. And I did work at a radio station downtown on the off hours, the top 40 station. But anyway, yeah, we processed boxes. I hate to use that term, but that's what they were. They were military personnel coming from Vietnam that had been killed in some fashion or form, and we processed their boxes in it. To this day,
Oh, God.
to this day, it still bothers me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who that I was processing,
But it was somebody.
but it was somebody.
And it was somebody's
and I'm
somebody.
thinking,
It's a lot
okay,
of
am I
somebodies.
processing somebody that I might know? I mean, daily there was hundreds of boxes that come through us, going back home to Washington D.C.
And while very, very, that had to be bittersweet because you knew that you were getting, their loved ones home, but knowing that in this manner it was not how you would want it to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we lost quite a few here in this area. I know, being from Wellston, we lost 4 there, but countywide, there was many.
It was a lot.
So
Way too many.
yes,
Way too many.
yes.
Okay, well, so let's talk about some of the festivities or things that you all have going on there in the Wellston area today.
I only know about the VFW I belong to is 9092.
Okay.
They're having a noon kickoff with their free meal. So stop in and say hello and have some grub.
Well, heck yeah. What is it? Do you know?
It's fried chicken.
What?
Oh, yeah. Fried chicken.
You had me at fried chicken.
At our post, we're having an open house from noon until 6, all veterans and first responders. We this year decided to invite the first responders because they serve us as much as we served.
I think that that's such a good, I don't know what the word is, deal, for lack of better words, that first responders do get included in some of these festivities because
They work just as hard as what a veteran does, maybe more so.
maybe more so on the daily, putting themselves out in harm's way, but also helping those along the way. And I just can't. We think of these folks as, and I think you and I have talked about it, I think of people in the military and first responders and all that as almost superhuman superheroes. Like you, they're not.
I do
hu-
wear a cape.
I heard that about you. No, but you think you put them up on a pedestal or something, and again, they are just human beings, the same as the rest of us.
But they're going
doing
above and beyond the average
superhuman
citizen,
things. Absolutely,
They are. They're giving their all to their community.
and they do it. They get up every morning knowing that they're going to do that, and I just think to myself, wow. I hope that they understand how appreciated they are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when they leave home,
They don't know.
they have no idea if they're coming back.
I mean, I guess none of us know,
No,
but
True.
But they're putting their lives out there just like
For sure.
the veteran did
Sure.
for the country.
absolutely.
So they're doing that on a daily basis.
Yep.
And for us in Teresa's place at the V, they need to be honored just as much as we do.
And I love that. I think it's very appropriate.
So I hope they show up. We tried to promote it as much as possible. We put it out there for the last month or so. And we're having food also, not fried chicken.
Oh, what you having?
I'm
Jack?
sticking with Teresa here.
Probably
Sorry.
we are having wings.
Oh.
Well,
And Scotty's on first. He's furnishing wings and,
Oh, okay.
and pizza.
okay.
Peking Cook has some kind of these eggs rolls or whatever.
Ooh.
I'd try to pronounce it for you, but I'd screw it all up.
Love me some Johnnies.
Yeah, but they always have some good food.
Yes.
And then Nathan at Rowdy's is furnishing us with barbecue. So
Good deal.
And
Well, you
this
know
is-
it's going to be good then.
Oh yeah.
yeah. When you get done with the chicken,
I'll be down.
but I'm
Like,
hoping
how can we be in all of these places at one time?
Yeah. Well, I personally want to thank you and all the local
Media.
businesses that are supplying food.
Yeah.
'Cause
Absolutely. It's our-
there's a
my
ton.
gosh, it's our
There's a ton.
pleasure.
If you go home today hungry,
Yeah.
it's your own fault.
It's your own fault.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's your own
I
fault.
don't know
have
what to
to
tell you.
cook.
You've been under a
Cooking
rock somewhere.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just go from place to place, and you deserve it. I hope that people do live every day like Veterans Day, but on this very, very special day, we hope that you all feel appreciated as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
'cause
yeah,
it's
I
how it
hope
should
we
be.
get good
We'll
turnout.
probably fill it for a couple of days. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
As they're all out running tomorrow.
I would hope we'd have a lot of people come in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is a federal holiday. It's not a national holiday, so people are working.
Yes.
So that means
That's
a lot of
messed
the
up.
veterans
It is
are
messed up.
still
It is. The
still
schools
working.
are open. I'm
It's
sorry.
messed up.
It's just
No,
messed
I
up,
agree with you. It's
know?
messed up.
We should
Yeah,
be out and about
'cause the
celebrating
veteran-
those who are with us.
The living
yeah.
veteran has
Don't get me
no-
started on that.
Yeah, the living veteran has no
No holiday.
holiday. It's a holiday, but it's not a holiday.
Yeah.
So
You know, and it's crazy. And I'll tell you, well, it all started because I got caught, for lack of better words, with my pants down at the tap room one day because there was a situation where everyone was out of school and I didn't know about it. So the other day I was like, okay, Veterans Day is Monday. And so I texted one of my friends who's a teacher and I said, you are off Monday, right? And she said, no, sad face. And I said, what?
Yep.
There are so many weird holidays that people get off for.
Right.
And Veterans Day isn't one of them.
It's amazing.
What in
Yeah.
the world is happening?
Yep.
So anyway, hopefully, I don't know. I just don't
Maybe
think
we
that's
can
Well,
change
we
that.
like I said,
Maybe.
we are serving food
We'll make
until
a call.
we are serving food until 6.
Okay.
So those that have to work today, the veterans, probably are not seeing us at the present time because they are at work. But I'm hoping that
They could
once
be
they
sneaking
leave
and
work,
watching.
yeah,
Yeah,
once
I
they
did.
once they leave work, I'm hoping they'll stop by and not only check out the clubs and
Sure.
et cetera,
Yeah.
but the camaraderie. You know, come in and
Yeah.
chat with other vets.
Yep.
Hear stories that you probably haven't heard bore, that you may not
Or
want
tell a story you haven't told before.
or maybe not want to ever hear that story again or whatever. But it's open. We are there
We're there.
Yes.
to
Come
serve
see
the
us.
other veterans,
And
whether
for
you're a
each
member
other.
of the post or not. You are welcome to come in and enjoy the afternoon.
Love that. And yeah, I can remember a couple of my dad's stories, and they aren't anything. One of them was how he got to pick up pine cones down in North Carolina somewhere, and then they would take them to the other across the base and dump them, and then the other people would pick up the pine cones and bring them back and put them. Yeah, I think he. Yeah, he said he got to spend a lot of time picking up pine cones.
It's amazing that some of the you can't say what I want to say. on
I
the
know,
air,
I know,
but-
I know.
But
But
the
I'm
stuff
like,
that
really?
yeah,
That was a thing?
yeah,
stuff.
it's amazing what they make you do.
His other story was they were out on the firing range, and I guess there was some unit out of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
who couldn't shoot a lick. And he said that they'd be like, what do they say when you're firing or whatever? And then nothing. And it'd be like someone like 3 things over was like, who is shooting at us? Because they were so bad. So that's a funny story as well. But
well,
pine cones and Punxsutawney.
Yeah, it's they do some crazy stuff in the military. Yeah. They do.
That's all right.
But
makes for good stories.
It does. Yeah.
For sure.
it's going to be a busy day for all of us. And actually, I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
The busier, the better. I mean, I would certainly hope that they'd come in and fill up our canteen area and they could go out on the patio and enjoy the outdoors.
It's going to be a lovely day.
It is.
yeah.
It is.
Very pretty. Thank God it's not yesterday.
Oh,
That was a rough one.
Yeah.
A little rain.
thankful
We
for that
needed
rain.
it,
Yes,
but-
absolutely.
We
Wow.
got 2
It is
inches,
good timing, though.
which was surprised
Yeah.
me because but it was a steady rain.
Yeah.
It wasn't something heavy all the time. So,
Sure.
but yeah, please, folks, veterans, come out and enjoy a day of camaraderie, of food, and just a good time,
That's
and just let go.
the point. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just let go.
Just
Relax.
chill, man. Just chill. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to let our viewers know?
I'm sure the other individual talked about DAV and
I think so. Yeah.
the
yep.
bean dinner
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, from here I'll be going uptown and going through the services up there.
Okay.
And then from there I'll be going back to the post and spending the afternoon with, I'm hoping, several people. So,
Very good. Come on out and just enjoy the day.
yes.
Yes,
I know
Absolutely.
that you are
Absolutely.
Yes.
very, very appreciated.
Thank you very much.
At least
Thank you.
by us
And we
here.
appreciate you. Trust me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we'll let you get out of here because Jeremiah Schaefer is in the house, which means I think news. You got something hot and juicy? No.
No news, good news, right?
You could talk about the fires in West Virginia.
I'm just going to tell you, after the past couple of weeks that they've had news-wise
Oh, I know.
here in our area, we are so glad when there's nothing to report. It is so crazy.
He was up at the Halloween thing. I was talking to him for a little while. Says, it's been kind of a busy week for you, hasn't it?
Oh my God. I don't think that he and Pete slept and the rest of the news crew for like 2 straight
Oh,
weeks.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
nuts.
It was
So,
crazy.
Yeah, we had a lot going on.
Yeah,
And
I'm thinking
not
maybe all
necessarily
these.
good stuff.
I was thinking maybe all these robberies and stuff are related.
you never know.
You don't. But
Hey.
anyway, thank you for having us.
Of course.
And I'm looking forward to coming back and see you again.
Absolutely. Y'all are welcome anytime. You know
Well,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All righty. Come on over, Jeremiah. We have a message from our friends at Benton County Bank, and we'll be back.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with Jeremiah is in the house. What's going on, good buddy?
Oh, little sore today, Jen. Over the weekend, helped my father-in-law cut up some firewood.
Oh, that'll get you.
Yeah, second time I've ever used a chainsaw in my life, and
Oh, no.
I have all my digits.
I was going to say, you do
on
know
my
that they cut
arms.
things,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, they do. No, he gave me the first, it was a couple weekends ago, I helped him cut some, and he gave me the 101 on how to put the safety on and how to run it and all that. And this time I didn't have any I didn't have any problems the first time either, but I cut 2 big old stacks, probably as tall as me, of firewood.
Nice.
Over the weekend just to help him out.
Sure.
And so I'm a little sore. And I worked in my car a little bit Saturday afternoon, and so that I don't know,
Well, just think how in shape you are now,
I guess.
as opposed to Friday.
Yeah, no, had to change the oil in the car, and then did a little work on the. I noticed my clear coat on the hood and on top had started to fade. Like the paint was still there,
Yeah.
but like the clear coat had come off. So I'd bought some cans of clear coat and went over it real well.
Gotcha.
So, anyhow, I'm in to talk about, we're going to keep on that same track of Veterans Day. And on Friday, we covered Veterans Day. And here is, this is inside the Wellston High School gymnasium
that
there.
flag.
And that's always a staple of the Veterans Day, is that giant
Holy
American
moly.
flag there hung behind the stage. And these are some folks from, where the folks you just had in. This is the Wellston American Legion Post 371, the Ladies Auxiliary. They were in to go over the winners of the Americanism Awards. And if you put that group picture up, we can go through those from the left here. I've got all their names. You have, that's Senior Emma Davis. Next to her is Senior Carter Witt. And then you have Junior Marissa, Marissa Diaz. And then next to her, you have Junior John McGlallen. And then sophomore Haven Elkins and sophomore Brandy Myers. And then on each end there, you have the representatives. That's Sharon Nichols on the far left in the red, and then in the blue, that is Donna Smith. And they are both with the Ladies Auxiliary there at the post in Wellston. And this was one of the two guest speakers. This is Ronald Johnson, and he was one of the ones that gave a message there at the Veterans Day. He was pretty short and sweet with his message. He's not much of a public speaker. And sitting there behind him, that is John Stabler. He was one of the other guest speakers. He actually spoke first, and then Ronald had to follow. But in this picture here, the gentleman that was just here, was that Mr. Conley? That was here. You can see Mr. Conley sitting, Bruce Conley sitting there on the right with his back towards us, listening to the program. But Ron is gesturing to his fellow veterans there in the crowd. Ron didn't get to see any combat, but he said, the folks there in the crowd, those guys did. And, he was very thankful for them. Do we have any other pictures here? You can see Mr. Conley and some of the other folks from the post retiring the collars at the end of the ceremony. And I think we got one more photo. Oh, that's not Veterans Day.
If it is, we've got an issue.
That's not Veterans Day. That looked like that was from Halloween in Oak Hill.
It's loading. I got it.
Okay. And the last photo we was just going to throw up on there was one of the kind of wrap-up photos. This is the 21 gun salute, and they always do that outside the high school there at the end. And then inside, one of the members of the Wellston High School band plays taps. Wow.
Cool.
And that kind of wraps that up. But we'll have a nice full-length story with some of the comments from the speakers and a handful of photos, and I plan to do a photo gallery on thetelegrapnews.com.
Awesome.
So we're going to turn my chair over to Pete Wilson because I know he's got a lot to talk about.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Much appreciated. Hi, Pete.
Hello there, Jennifer. How you doing?
I'm well. Welcome.
Well, I know you're not a veteran, but I'm going to salute you because we're going to do more veteran stuff right now.
There you go.
Had stuff happening already, have stuff happening today. Want to give everybody credit for what they're doing because Jackson, Vinton counties obviously do it up right as far as respecting our veterans. Last Saturday, there was a parade in Hamden. Started there around noon, went up 93 through a length there. Red Thompson Jr. was there. There is one of the veterans out in front leading the parade there a little bit. They had a grand marshal. His name was Bob Stewart. And there he is right there. And this picture was not taken at the parade, but it was one he wanted used with the publicity, and we're going to use this in the paper. Bob is a veteran who goes back, his service was in the 1960s. He's an Air Force veteran, and he had the honor very recently of going on the honor flight, which we've heard of.
Yes.
Everybody speaks so highly of that, whether it's the veterans who get to go or the people who facilitate it. And this is where they fly to Washington, they get to see all the monuments. They're treated like gold, like they should be.
As they should
and,
be.
It's a program that they like to see some of the older veterans do, who've never had a chance to maybe go to Washington, D.C. And I know that Mr. Stewart really enjoyed it. And when the Hamden Fire Department picked him as the honoree, the Grand Marshal, he wanted to talk about that and get the word out about the honor flight for those veterans who haven't. But we'll have coverage in our Saturday paper, or not our Saturday paper, our Wednesday paper of that Saturday parade. Another thing that happened on Saturday, this is always a neat thing. I usually get to go. I didn't go this time, but Scott King covered me, our veteran service officer. It's the Marine Corps birthday party.
Yes.
They have it at the DAV, and hold that picture up there so I can identify people, Adrian. They do a ceremonial thing, a symbolic thing, where the oldest Marine and the youngest Marine cut the cake with a sword.
It's so cool.
And the fella who is the oldest veteran, a lot of folks in Jackson know him, that's Harold Miller in the Ohio State sweatshirt, which he could wear after the Buckeyes won 45-0. He is there watching as the youngest veteran to his left, rather to his right, and to the left as we look at the picture, Brandon Staley cuts the cake. Brandon is only 23 years old. Don't know how long he's been in the Marines, but not long.
Wow.
But they cut the cake, and on the left, holding the cake, making sure that nobody gets their fingers cut off, is Scott King, who is, of course, the veteran service officer. And the fellow who is standing watching, he deserves to be in the picture. That, of course, is Arnold Tripp, who is the retired veteran service officer. But the way the Marine Corps birthday party is, their birthday party was on November the 10th. It goes back 249 years, and it just happens to fall in there right around Veterans Day, which is so appropriate. So that was a very nice event. There is a brotherhood and camaraderie that you can feel in that group, the fellow Marines. So we'll have coverage of that as well. Another neat thing that I want to tell you about is a picture that we had submitted by Joan Wall, and this is so appropriate for Veterans Day. This is a group of men when they were young in 1956, probably just out of high school. They all decided together to go and join the Navy.
Holy moly.
Right. Well, they all retired, and then not too long ago, they gathered at McDonald's to reunite.
Aww.
So from the left, I want to identify them. You have Richard Dick Wall, Joe Colley, Terry Staten, Larry Wall, and Jim Channel. A sixth man who was with them, Bobby Wiseman, back in 1956. He was not there for that little reunion that they had. A lot of those fellows were from Jackson, but they were at McDonald's there. Unfortunately, 3 of them have since passed since that picture was taken. I don't think it was taken many years ago. It's just, age catches up with all of us. But I thought that was neat that back right out of high school, or when they were very young, they're all friends. They decided we're going to go. They left together, and they all joined the Navy.
wild.
I don't know where their service took them, but they never forgot. And I don't know whether they always joined at McDonald's, but they did for that picture. So we'll be running that in the paper as well. Okay, the Christian Life Academy is going to honor veterans today. We hadn't mentioned that before. They had a breakfast this morning, and they have a service that is going on right now in their chapel. In their chapel service that was open to the public. Also today, Jennifer, the Wellston Lions Club is offering free combo meals to veterans. So if you already have been fed, you still have a chance to get lunch or dinner from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their station is next to the Wellston Dollar Tree store, which is across Brennan's Pizzeria there on Pennsylvania Avenue. But if you were a veteran and you show the proper ID, there you can get a sandwich, hand-cut fries, and a drink. And that's something that the Lions Club has always done. I want to draw your attention to a story that was in our Saturday paper. I wanted to have some kind of feature story in the Saturday paper. Veterans Day is a little different, that would tug on some heartstrings. And I think that Alex Shope came up with that. Nice feature across the bottom of the page. It was entitled Giants Among Us, Surviving World War II Veteran Shares His Experience in Honor of Veterans Day. And his name is Jimmy West. He is 97 years old, and he is a surviving World War II veteran. That is a family picture. And not only is Jimmy West alive at 97.
That guy's 97 years old?
On the left there, and in pretty good shape. But he talked for a couple hours with Alex about what he thought of veterans, the Veterans Day. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. He came on the shores of Normandy
my
after the first
gosh.
wave did. Talked about his experience, talked about what Veterans Day means to him. And in that picture, he was with his wife and, of course, Scott King, who helped facilitate that. But that was a nice Veterans Day story. I wondered how many World War II veterans we have. We don't have
Not very many.
It's
not enough.
It's not official. And I know we've lost some. I notice it in obituaries when they come by, or folks that I knew. But we have one at least, and that is Jimmy West. And his story is across the front page of Saturday's paper, and of course online as well. And talk about honoring veterans. This is our 16-page, we call it Honoring the Best and the Brave. I didn't even count them, but there's 16 pages, and it is chock full of pictures of Jackson County and Vinton County veterans. Some of them may still be alive. Many of them are past. They run every year. We always accept new ones every year. We revise information if we need to. We really try to do that. But this is supported by advertising, but it's really a service project by Total Media and the paper. It's a good keepsake thing. So, this was a section, what we call a Section C in Wednesday's paper. So it's the sort of thing that you can put away after you've read the rest of the paper.
Take the whole section and
Right, very, very nice. And
side.
that was in Saturday's paper, and of course it's still available. Today, two other big Veterans Day programs going on down at Veterans Memorial Park at the corner of Portsmouth and Main Street in downtown Jackson. Will be the Veterans Service Office and the Veterans Organization doing that Veterans Day program. It will start at 11 o'clock. Arnold Tripp will be the guest speaker. Bob Bragg, who is on the Veterans Service Commission, will be the MC. I know Scott King will do the history of Veterans Day. The Jackson High School Band will be there. A nice touch, they'll do their patriotic music. At 10:30 a.m. in front of the Vinton County Courthouse, Tim Reed, who is the Veterans Service Officer there, has a nice program set up. Vinton County Prosecuting Attorney Bill Archer will be the keynote speaker. Jim Salyer, who is a U.S. Army veteran and a former Vinton County Common Pleas judge, still active in county government in Vinton County, will be the MC. Bob Grillo, our good friend, who helps us with our broadcast down here, sports broadcast, a Jackson High School graduate, by the way, and the probate juvenile judge up there, will do something that he's done now for many years, and it means so much to him. He reads the war dead of Vinton County. He does that on Memorial Day, and he does it on Veterans Day. Oof. So all that will be a part of the ceremony up there. That starts at 10:30 in front of the courthouse. So still plenty of time to get to both of those programs.
That's right.
In other items that we want to mention, unfortunately, the road ended for the Jackson Ironmen on Friday night.
Yep.
They were defeated by a great
I mean, that was just impossible.
Columbus Bishop Watterson team, the Eagles. Jackson's played Watterson a couple years before, beat them once, lost in a close game another. They're always very good. But, this means something when Dan and Pete say it. We all agree this may be the best team we ever saw a Jackson team play.
Okay.
The Jackson team we had this year was good again, 9-3.
Yep.
Won their first round playoff game, just swept through the Frontier Athletic Conference. But Watterson is a different animal.
They're insane.
It is a cut above. We thought when we lost to Ironton earlier this year, 51-14, which was uncharacteristically one-sided loss for Jackson, we'll never see another team like that. The best Ironton team we've seen since the heyday of the 70s and the 80s when they won state championships. We think we saw a better one last Friday night at Watterson. So, it didn't end the way that the Ironmen and the Ironman Nation would like. But I tell you what, you lost to a team that may still be standing at the very end.
I'd say you're probably right about that.
We will see. They lost, I believe, in the state championship game last year to Toledo Central Catholic, and that has been their goal this season. We talked to some of their fans there. They say this is by far the best team they've had, and I believe it.
They're
All
good.
right. There is also, this is important for the folks it affects. The city of Jackson has announced a boil advisory. They're still doing a lot of water line work in town. And I know that they're extending some water lines and water service in Jackson Heights. I don't think the new water is there, but they're doing some of the excavation and all like that. But if you live on Anderson Drive, Dawson Street, Walter Street, Florence Avenue, Lewis Street, Pleasant View Drive, Nancy Lane, Braden Avenue, Trenton Avenue, Evanswood Drive, Twin Oaks Drive, Terry Line, and Canterbury Drive. So that's the Jackson Heights subdivision and some other places kind of just out out on the periphery of the city, you will be under a boil order until further notice. You may experience discolored water and low water pressure along the way. Just be advised that is why boil order. This too shall pass, but right now you are under a boil order.
Okay.
And by the way, tonight's Jackson City Council meeting will not be held because this is an official holiday. A lot of the governmental entities were closed today. I think a lot of the schools were open, so it's kind of hard to keep track of. But this is a federal holiday.
Call before you drive a far way to go to the bank or something.
So tomorrow we'll get into some other news, but we'll also tell you about those 2 Veterans Day ceremonies, which are kind of like 2 of the biggies that are yet to take place. Once again, 10:30 in front of the Vinton County Courthouse for Vinton County, 11 o'clock at Veterans Memorial Park for the Jackson County celebration.
Right on. All right. Well, Pete, thank you so much for letting us know the latest and greatest. And of course, so many Veterans Day festivities today. And as I said earlier, every day should be Veterans Day. But if you see somebody out and about, maybe thank them a little bit more today, as this is their special day.
Right. I think that, not only attendance, participation, all like that means something. I think it means even more if you say something to a veteran and mean it when you say it. So, and people can tell if you're sincere.
Yes, they are.
So, and like you say, it's just not today, but today especially.
All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Get out and love on your veterans today, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.